The new Panasonic G9 Mark II comes with 8 stops of image stabilization. So you know what that means. Say goodbye to your tripod. We got our hands on a pre-production model of the new Panasonic G9 Mark II. We got to try out some of those new features, the 8 stops of image stabilization, the phase detect autofocus, powered by AI, handheld multi-shots, the new Leica Monochrome photo style. Also these new Leica inspired lenses, the 100 to 400, 35 to 100 f2.8, as well as this 12 to 35 f2.8 lens. We had an absolute blast. We're gonna go through all those features and my thoughts on the camera and using it. But first, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more first looks, unboxings, and all kinds of good photo and video related content. And a couple of things up front about this camera, because it is a pre-production model, this isn't necessarily representative of the final output quality, of final performance. All the photos are JPEG straight from the camera, unless otherwise noted. So first off, I had to test this image stabilization. I had talked to Panasonic and I'd seen what some of these other creators had been doing with creating long exposures, handheld. We have this sort of indoor-outdoor mall area here in Salt Lake City, very close to the Picture Line store. And they also have some water features. So took this guy, these lenses, the ones you see here, and nothing else. No tripod. I didn't even bring ND, which obviously is a mistake, but this is the result. And I have to reiterate, this is no tripod. This isn't me resting on a rail or anything like that. This is literally me just holding it as steadily as I could. And it was pretty astonishing. And so I ended up staying there like 20 minutes and then looking for some other ones. And we found these little water features here, these kind of bigger sort of rapid style ones. That's at about 1/5 of a second. It ended up having to be at f/22 because that was the only way to get reduce that light in. But the fact that I was just able to do that in camera was absolutely incredible. These are really great photos and they were extremely easy to make. So, you know, joking aside, obviously you still need a tripod. Everyone needs a tripod. But the fact that you can just say, oh, I love this little stream. If you're hiking, you know, you don't have to sit there, bust out your ND, bust out the things, bust out the tripod and get it level. Like you really can just be like, oh, this is a lovely stream while you're hiking, and just go, boop. Now, the next thing is kind of sort of related. It's the handheld multi-shot. This is all kind of tying into image stabilization, which I really feel like is this camera's strong suit. So again, these photos are all 100% handheld, and you're getting these incredibly sharp, detailed images. And I can't stress this enough. All these things are very easy. It's literally put it on the dial there, you aim, you shoot. It's kind of a more useful outdoor thing or anywhere you've got lots and lots of light. And again, super, super stunning for just literally snap, it does its thing, you're done. And now continuing on with the whole stabilization thing, I tried it out in video. It almost looks robotic. You know, I'm, again, like with this footage, I'm literally just standing there like this. I mean, trying to be steady, because I try to be steady. And then, you know, when I decide to move, it almost seems like a robot, like. And for some people, that's gonna be like really annoying, but I feel like there's a lot of applications for that. Like when you really, really need something super, super steady. I mean, especially when you're using something like this, like the 100 to 400, you know, having that's gonna be super duper handy. And if you don't like it, you just kind of scale back your stabilization, or you know, get a tripod. And I just think that's really, really cool. I love having that kind of, those different steps. So next I headed to Liberty Park here in Salt Lake City. I took this lens. This is the 100 to 400 millimeter, which is a 200 to 800 in the full frame equivalent, and decided to try my hand at birding. I'm not very good at it. I found myself just like, where'd they go, you know? So I stuck with mostly what was on the ground, and it did obviously a great job. The image quality coming out of it was absolutely superb, beautiful. Of all the lenses that I tried, this one really felt like the most Leica-y to me. I don't know if it was the colors or what, but There's something about it that was just really, really beautiful. But overall, the image stabilization and the autofocus in this instance were really, really helpful, getting birds kind of all over this pond here, both up close and far away. Absolutely stellar, absolutely great. It even got this bird, which I was kind of struggling to identify. If you're a birder, please let me know. I want to say it's a Stonus egullus, but you know, comment below. I have no idea. And last of all, we went back to the studio the next day and shot some kind of moody portraits. I felt like the sort of moody lighting would go really well with the Leica Monochrome. And I think they did. I think it went really, really well. Here you can see, again, like super sharp, super beautiful. The Leica Monochrome is definitely a little bit heavier contrast. There's just a kind of nice moodiness to it, which is something I've always felt like about Leicas. Leicas are just kind of moody. I don't know another way to describe it. You know, it's a silly little thing. Like it's just, you know, a monochrome picture profile, but there is a different feel to it and you can tell. Autofocus on this guy, doing great. And as you can see, sharp. All of these are shot wide open. Obviously you be the judge, but in my opinion, they look absolutely stellar, especially for a camera that's only like 25 megapixels. Like for some reason, these just feel sharp. They just feel really beautiful and tactile, and I love that. Now, a few other specs about this camera. It is capable of shooting DCI 4K at 60p, 422 10-bit internally. If you want to do any sort of, you know, 5.8K open gate, you are limited to 420 10-bit internally. But if you've got an SSD, you can actually output up to like ProRes 422 10-bit in 5.8K at, I believe, 30 frames a second. So definitely some video features there if you need them. It is, of course, fully weather sealed, nice and robust and rugged for anything that life might throw at you. So here's my overall thoughts on this camera. It's really cool to see all this technology packed into a micro four thirds camera. I know there's a lot of, you know, micro four thirds shooters who are going to be really, really happy about this. You know, also this great glass to put on it, like truly, truly superb glass. This is really great for anyone who wants something that is, you know, small, compact, but robust and feature packed. You know, if you're somebody who really values space, this is the thing to buy. Like this, and this, and then there you go. You can get all the wildlife, all the birds, everything. But what do you think? Were you impressed by that image stabilization and that handheld long exposure? Or are you the kind of person who has nerves of steel and has never drank caffeine and can keep it rock steady for, you know, an hour? Whatever it is, comment below, let us know. We'd love to hear it. And if you've liked what you've seen here today, don't forget to pre-order the Panasonic G9 Mark II in the link in the description. You can also find the lenses that we used here today as well. Also, a quick shout out to Delkin devices. All the video and photographs you saw today were shot using Delkin black cards. They're fast, they're reliable, you love them. You can also find them in the link below. And remember guys, don't forget to take your camera out today. See you next time. This is no tripod. This is, I'm not resting the camera on anything. I am literally holding the camera like this